Starting, and we are live for the final Bros Before Elbows Before. 2018 is up and 2019 comes on. What is up, Anthony?
Oh, hey everybody! Welcome to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. It is the end of 2018. We have a jam-packed episode, as always, for everyone listening internationally and domestically. So, hey, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a best of 2018. We have a whole list of items to trudge through. So buckle on in, sit on down, drink your Red's Apple Ale, and put your women woes behind you. It's time for the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony, along here with Tommy, and of course, T-Monies. How is everybody doing?
Do I get to go first?
Yeah, dude, do it.
Dude, that's T-Money. It's T-Money.
What?
It's your birthday tomorrow, man. It's your birthday. People hear this to be your birthday.
The big KD, if you will. The big Aristotle. The big philosophizer. Thor the Mighty, a.k.a. Black Thor, a.k.a. Yeshua Supreme, a.k.a. T-Rose, the MF and lover. And ask about me if you don't know. Yeah, it's my birthday, man. I'm old now. I can do things like stand on the porch and waddle my cane and say, "You damn kids, get off my lawn." I don't have that. That's the catch. But I can do these kinds of things. I can also be a kid at heart and go to Toys R Us and buy myself a Universal title belt if I wanted to, but they don't sell them because it's not a real title, man.
Is Toys R Us still alive in North Carolina? Is they still open? Is there one?
Things happen out here. Woo!
Your camera's still on.
My camera's still effing going. I'm drinking a Red's Apple Ale. It's my birthday. So what?
Big whoop want to fight about it.
I muted myself.
It's cool, man. Anthony, how you doing? Anthony's simulcasting from Arizona. We got 2 Arizona locations. He's about 20 minutes away from me right now.
Yeah, man. Everything comes full circle. Chilling in the room the room that I took over when you left the house. So I'm in the giant playroom that's now a guest room upstairs. So
I wrecked that room, man. I wrecked that room with my Dreamcast. I left it in horrible conditions for you. I apologize. 20 years later.
Oh my gosh, that was fun, man. It was a good time. But everything is good, man. Been trying to catch up with WWE and all things pro wrestling, but of course I'm still a little behind. One of these days I'll catch back up. But the good news is, checked out TLC. So let's real quick, in 3 words, describe what you thought of TLC. T-Monies, go first.
I thought that was a really good not Big 4, Big 3 pay-per-view. I mean, so yeah, you said 3 words. Great show.
Really?
3 words, right?
Yeah, three words. Describe it in 3 words.
That's very vague for whatever. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say Becky, Charlotte, and Asuka.
Ooh.
Not AJ and Daniel Bryan? Like, what's wrong with you people? Okay, whatever. It's your show. You do what you want.
But that's your show too, man. I thought AJ Bryan was good. They get the silver medal, man. Nothing wrong coming in second place. I thought the women's ladder match was better.
Do you guys understand the art of storytelling?
Nah.
By the Wu-Tang Crane, Enter the 36 Chambers. How in the hell does Asuka just get into this title picture all of a sudden? Let me tell you what's happening right now. I'm going to paint the picture for you because you're clearly not following Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Welcome back, Mr. McMahon. Good for television, best for business, all about this corporate regime. Love it. This is what they're doing. You take the title off of Becky and or Charlotte Flair so that Ronda Rousey screws them out of their title match. Now, you set up this 4 horsewomen feud for what could be the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, probably WrestleMania. You know, now, do you want to tie up all your top women stars in some sort of feud? Sure. Asuka can defend the SmackDown women's title. I guess Ronda, she's riding a wave, so she can do whatever she wants. But that's where this is probably going, right? That's probably why they took the title off of the man and or the natural. I call her the natural because, you know, she's naturally gifted. I just made that up.
Just made that up on the fly.
Dustin Rhodes' name from WCW because you don't care.
That was 3,500 words to describe TLC. Thank you, there.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say exciting, extravagant Oscar.
There's an elephant at the end or something just to keep the Egbert. Yeah, man, I thought it was a better pay-per-view than I thought. I thought it had some good moments, and that's all you can really ask for these on like these non-Big Four pay-per-views is just have a good couple moments, and I thought it was at least gave us that.
Yeah, it was entertaining. Oh, entertaining. I guess if I had to throw another.
Yeah, damn, it was sitting right there for everyone.
But let's jump into these awards because Tommy pulled these off of I think it was Reddit, so we're just gonna toss our little citation in there. But let's talk about what was it like best what? What's one of the first ones?
Let's do a go order, descending order. Breakout Star of the Year, aka Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna give you some nominations from Reddit. Reddit / Squared Circle. It's a great place to look at. So Rookie of the Year: Velveteen Dream, Buddy Murphy, Ellis. Oh, wait, no, sorry, Elias, Jay White, Mustafa Ali, Ronda Rousey. Theron, who's your Rookie of the Year?
My Rookie of the Year?
Mm-hmm.
Any brand?
Any brand. NXT, New Japan, ROH, SmackDown, Raw.
Can you name some people? Because I don't want to name people that aren't rookies anymore.
Did you just not?
No, man, I'm in a heated battle, okay? Just name the damn people.
Right. You got back to Texas. Velveteen Dream, Buddy Murphy.
Stop talking.
All right. Buddy Murphy it is.
Dream.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Prince. Shout out Prince. He died this year, and I feel some type of way about it.
Oh, man, that was sad. All right, man, that's a good one. Okay, Velveteen Dream. I feel he still needs like one more like NXT title win. I want to see him get that, but I don't know if that's in the cards for him before he gets called up.
Yeah. I hope he does get the title, but I don't think he will. I mean, I just feel like they're just focused on Tommaso and Johnny and Alistair.
Yeah, it's tough. Just to be different, I guess I'll go with Elias, man. Just because he didn't really do anything too much in NXT. Like he didn't have like any like big feuds. I think he had like some opening matches, but then he came to the main roster. Kind of like carved himself out a nice little heel role, and now he's pivoting to a face right now. Last couple like month or two, so I'm impressed with Elias, man. He kind of came out of nowhere, and I think he's a good marketable star for WWE can lean on for the next couple of years. Anthony, who's your Rookie of the Year?
I'm gonna go with Mustafa Ali.
So good, man.
I'm gonna give the 205 some rub.
Mm-hmm.
Because, dude, when he was first wrestling in 205, I was like, okay, this guy's got some cool potential. And then now he's freaking wrestling AJ Styles and wrestling Daniel Bryan, two of the top guys in the entire industry. And he's the guy that's like spearheading it. You know what I mean? So I think for him, that's kind of a potentially overlooked, an overlooked talent per se. But damn, dude, Mustafa Ali, Rookie of the Year all the way.
Yeah, he's coming into 2019 very hot, so it's kind of cool to see him like where he's come from. Let's see another one of these Reddit awards. Tag Team of the Year. So similar nominations. Let's see. They got Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, the Golden Lovers, Ibushi and Omega, the Usos, Strowman and Nicholas, Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, Undisputed Era, New Day, Young Bucks. They got a lot. Rusev Day got in there.
Ooh.
Lucha House Party, Ziggler and McIntyre. There's a lot of good tag teams. Anthony, let's go right back to you, man. Who do you think is one of the best tag teams of 2018 who really caught your eye?
Undisputed Era.
They had a really good year, man. And they added someone, too. They added Roddy Strong.
Yep, added Roddy Strong, and the fact that they are dominant. I shouldn't say dominant, but the fact that they are like always a part of the War Games match is incredible. Just their storytelling and just their characters are phenomenal. These guys are excellent. So hands down, Undisputed Era.
Before Theron takes them, I'm going to go with the Young Bucks. just because most of all the stuff they did out of the ring, they had some good moments in the ring. They captured some of New Japan's tag belts, moved up to heavyweight over New Japan, but just all the stuff they did out of the ring, all their stuff, kind of crazy. So they had a really good 2018. So I feel like the Young Bucks need some kind of award just for doing the All-In events, getting their merch and Hot Topic, like all the stuff they did with that is kind of cool. So they're definitely one of the top tag teams moving into 2019. Theron, who's one of your favorite tag teams of 2018 in the Elbow Awards?
I gotta go with the same team that Anthony just said. He stole my move, man. I gotta rock and roll with the everything about their swagger, their music, the air guitar, strong facts, great tag team doing big things down there in NXT. Can't wait to see what happens when they get up to the main roster. So I'm all about it, man.
They feel like they're like a faction that could like work in like any era. Like they could have been like in the 80s or 90s and still like been just as strong.
Ooh, yeah, I can see that.
Next up, let's see, event of the year. Man, I want to see what Reddit has to say here. But there's a lot of NXT TakeOver New Orleans, NXT TakeOver War Games, All In, WWE Evolution, WWE Royal Rumble, Wrestle Kingdom 12. Seeing a lot of Evolutions, seeing a lot of All-Ins, a lot of takeovers. It's hard, man. I don't know. It's hard to think back to all those events, man. My initial thought, I'll go first, it was Evolution. I thought that was a really good all-women's pay-per-view. I think they had had the bar like set really high, and I think they cleared it, man. I think they really put on a really good show when they could have just fumbled it because there was so much expectation since it was the first event for all women's. Everyone was watching, and I think they pulled through, man. They had a lot of good matches. They had a great main event. Had Becky versus Charlotte, which was awesome. Yeah, I think that was a good event. Sarah, what was your one of your favorite events of the year?
Favorite events this year? Whichever one had Becky and Charlotte in it. That was what was that? What event was that? What was the match that Charlotte and Becky just had with the TLC? It wasn't TLC, obviously. What was the last pay-per-view? That was Survivor Series? No.
They had one Evolution, yeah. That was one their ladder match. Evolution is really good, yeah.
That's not one of my favorite events of the year, though. But it's really hard to pick other stuff because I don't remember.
Neither do I.
Other men's matches don't really there's nothing that stands out. I mean, we dealt with them trying to push Roman Reigns. He gets hurt, so that's over and done with. I would have to say anything that Daniel Bryan's been doing recently. Like Daniel Bryan, SmackDown Live, December, whenever he won the title. This new Daniel Bryan, I'm all about it, man. I love this pompous, not pompous, but vegan, eco-friendly, I wear clothes made of vegan-friendly things.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Anthony, what was one of your favorite events of the year?
War Games, definitely War Games.
Oh man, that was so good.
Just the fact that both of them were so chaotic and just so jam-packed with action. And again, Undisputed Era just making it a must-see and just a roller coaster was absolutely hands down one of the best events of the year.
Yeah, that also had Black versus Gargano and Dream versus Ciampa on there. So that was a really good event, yeah. That was a really good event top to bottom. Next award, I think we got 2 or 3 more to go. Promo of the year. So this is really hard because they have to. So I'll read some of the nominations here. So they got Daniel Bryan coming out of retirement back in March. They got Elias and Kevin Owens getting booed by the Seattle fans when they got totally bombed out. Samoa Joe, the new Daddy promo. It's pretty good. Roman Reigns, My Real Name is Joe promo when he retired. Yeah, man. That was the Becky and Edge promo, or Becky buried Edge, kind of funny. Man. There's the Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy Woken promo when they're back and forth on the TV. That was kind of trippy. There's some decent promos this year. Darren, do you have a favorite promo of the year that I'm not naming here or not thinking of?
Nothing Roman Reigns did, nothing Lashley did, nothing AJ Styles did, nothing Samoa Joe.
Come on.
I'm just trying to think.
What about Roman Reigns when he retired, man? I thought that was a good promo. I thought that was one of his better promos.
That was a great promo.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great fun promo. But no, not that one. Dude, I don't. What did you guys say? What do you think?
I like the Samoa. I mean, I like the Roman Reigns one. Samoa Joe's had a lot of good promos. I thought his feud of AJ Styles. Even though the matches weren't that good, I felt like Samoa Joe had some pretty good promos in there, and I love Samoa Joe on the mic, so I can see that. And probably something Becky Lynch has done, I assume, over the last couple months. But
yeah, it was. It's like you guys are saying pick one thing, but like I'm just into a lot of the things that are happening now. So like I can't just pick one thing. Like Becky Lynch. My favorite event, now that I think about it, was when SmackDown Live Women invaded Raw. That was my favorite event. That caused Becky Lynch's face to be broken. That is pretty much where we are now.
Yeah, that's a good one. Anthony, do you have any favorite promos or something you can think of?
I was gonna say the Joe promo when he makes the storybook, and then he has a picture of him as the dad. I thought that was so good. That was so evil. That was classic Mean Joe, and I thought that took it to the next level for me in creative promos. So yeah, I gotta say Samoa Joe has the win or the nomination from me for best promo.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was definitely one of the top ones on Reddit. Next up, match of the year. Man, this is gonna be hard to. I'll read 5 or 7 nominees from Reddit because I can't think back that far either. Johnny Gargano versus Andre Cien Almas at Takeover Philadelphia. The NXT North American title ladder match at NXT New Orleans. Golden Lovers versus Young Bucks at the New Japan Strong Style Evolved. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa at TakeOver, the Chicago Street Fight. Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch at Evolution. Rousey and Angle versus Stephanie McMahon Triple H at WrestleMania. Let's see if any other ones. A lot of Kenny Omega ones, a lot of New Japan ones I don't think we've seen. War Games 2. See Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair again. Yeah, man, there's a lot of good matches this year.
Oh, geez, this is tough. Oh man. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say one of my favorite matches, Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black.
Oh, that was good, man.
I'm throwing that out there just because it just really just quickly sifting through all of the different matches. That one surfaces to the top of my mind, and again, just seeing Velveteen Dream just rise to the top so quickly, and just being so androgynous and so like just his character, man, he's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with I think it was the Gargano versus Ciampa at the NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I think the one where if Gargano lost, he had to get fired or something like that, or he had to win his job back. Yeah.
Is that the one where he made Ciampa tap with his own brace?
Yes. Yeah, dude. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Good match, dude. Oh, that's a good match. Man, that's a good match.
I don't know if that's the one where they tore up the ring, like exposed like the wooding under the ring or something like that, but I'm getting all the good.
Oh, that was the one where he power bombs him on the concrete.
Yeah, that was brutal, man. He was beating him with his own brace, man. Gosh, that was so good, man. Ciampa and like Gargano, they've had so many good matches together. It's hard.
They pretty much were NXT 2018, if you think about it.
Yeah, if we're doing feud of the year, I think they're got to probably be
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Feud of the year, absolutely. Elbow award, undisputed, goes to Gargano Ciampa.
I think so, man. It's been building for so long, and it just really paid off, man. Too, it really paid off too as well. Darren, do you have a match of the year you have in mind over these past 12 months or so?
So many good matches, man. I mean, I got to go with Becky and Charlotte, dude. That tore the house down. That was the first women's pay-per-view in the history of wrestling, or in the history of the WWE. I won't say wrestling because that's not true. Sorry to the independents. Much respect to you and everything you do. But yeah, man, that match was epic. The storytelling. I'm a storytelling type of person. So when I watch matches, I watch the story inside of the story. So you already have a storyline, but the match itself is supposed to have a freaking story. Like, for example, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles ribs are jammed up, you know, like he's obviously playing up to that. You know, Charlotte, Becky, I don't really remember what this was. Just two bitches beating the crap out of each other. There was it's like a real hatred, you know, like Matt Hardy and Edge, like that's what you're looking for. That's why WWE pushes the envelope with sensitive subjects, because they want their characters to really tap in to whatever it is that they're trying to put across. And that's something that fans don't get. And when you look at Becky and Charlotte, friends, and they've gone through the ranks together, and they're the four horsewomen of the wrestling business, and you know, Becky snaps, and we get this great Extreme Rules match. So I got to give it to them, man. I mean, there's been close runners up, you know. Obviously, North American Championship match. I think that was this year.
Yeah, the ladder match. Yeah, that was really good.
Disgusting, you know. Anything Velveteen Dream is involved in, Ricochet, disgusting. NXT constantly never ceases to amaze me, but I go Charlotte, Becky. No doubt about it. You got to give the women props, man. They're the focus. So.
Yeah, man. I definitely. One thing about that match, thinking back, it was in October. I remember that match started as soon as the bell sounded, it went like from 0 to 60 just like that, and it stayed like between 60 and 100 miles per hour like the whole match. I remember thinking that. I was like, wow, like how could they kept up a pace, man, that was just like insane, man. The cardio on those women just insane in that match. Yeah. Last award in the elbow drop, the LBs. The Bowies? I mean, the Bowies. The Bowie Awards. Bowies. Rest in peace, David. Wrestler of the year. I'm clicking on Reddit. I'm seeing Becky Lynch, Tommaso Ciampa, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Velveteen Dream. Those are mostly all the nominees I'm seeing. And I kind of agree with all those people. I want to say Becky Lynch, but I feel like in the first 8 months of the year she did nothing. But did the last 4 months of the year make up for her not doing anything in the first 8 months of the year? Like, she didn't even do anything in the Women's Royal Rumble, really. She didn't do anything at WrestleMania. Didn't do anything at Money in the. I mean, man, but she was. Becky Lynch for Wrestler of the Year.
I mean, but look at where she is now. This is the thing, I guess. I mean, I don't know how you feel, Anthony, but WWE is so full of talent. I mean, they're now bringing 4 new talents up, or 5. I don't even know what they're going to do with these guys. Sanity barely gets any airtime. They're just starting to get on TV. And, you know, Becky just kind of had to wait. You know, she was playing that whole face role, but she was slowly getting played because she's too nice. She's a lot like me. Becky Balboa, if you're listening, I understand your heart, baby. I got a lot of love for you. We're the same person. We get walked on all the time. This is real.
Wow, it's getting real.
Look at the last, what is it? I don't know, couple months. They tried to turn her heel. It didn't work. So she's what you would call a tweener. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Corey Graves. Those are all tweeners. Even Corey Graves, the announcer, tweener. Renee Young, heel turn, predicting it for 2019, by the way. I mean, we're saying wrestler of the year overall. I mean, it's either her, Daniel Bryan, or Seth Rollins. I mean, you can't pick Dean Ambrose. You can't pick Brock Lesnar. I mean, you could give it to Joe, but he gets hurt a lot. You can't give it to Shinsuke. You can't give it to AJ because his nuts are probably they're probably gone. I mean,
Yeah,
he spent 8-9 months out, and I feel like Vince McMahon finds this humorous. I think he's just doing this for his own humorous enjoyment. Hey, you know what? It's a great feud. I'm gonna kick you right in the gonad again with another villain because why not? You know, 3 months of Shinsuke Nakamura. Why not have another month of Daniel Bryan doing the same thing?
Sick, twisted Vince.
I guess you would have to give it to AJ Styles. I mean, he was the reigning champion for over a year, defending champion for over a year. Phenomenal up until, you know, he lost the title, but he lost it through shenanigans. So I can crown Becky as the hottest wrestler out right now, but I would go with AJ Styles if you go with body of work.
All right, Anthony, who do you got? AJ Styles, Becky Lynch, Tommaso Ciampa. If you say the bar, boot you off this hangout.
Why don't you say the New Day?
Oh my! You know. To be perfectly honest, I'm throwing a curveball.
Whoa, okay.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Ooh.
He is Wrestler of the Year for the pure fact that he turns on his best friend, and the feuds that have been happening throughout the year have been nuts. And then also the fact that he came out with absolutely no music, just the pure hatred of the audience. That to me proves that he is performing on a level that has not been seen in a really long time. The connection and the energy, and again, just the pure, unadulterated hatred for this man is just, again, it's you can almost hold it in your hands. That's how powerful his presence has been in NXT and in wrestling. So I gotta say, my Bowie goes to Tommaso Ciampa and I still think, I know they gave him music now, but I think he should still come out to absolutely no music.
I think it has a great effect, especially when everyone has like a dramatic entrance and everyone has like this extravagant like music and video and everything's like all like buttoned up. To come out with no music is just says so much.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at that NXT New Orleans, people were like cursing at him and like looked like they wanted to like fight him, like throw stuff at him, and because that was his first match back after his like knee surgery against Johnny Gargano. Like people like really like, you don't see that kind of hate and like in wrestling nowadays because everyone knows wrestling's wrestling, you know. So it's not like back in the 80s or 70s when people still thought it was like 100% real. Like when that's when you had like legitimate like hate at heels and stuff like that, and people were cursing and stuff and throwing people. Like Tommaso Ciampa somehow almost got that in 2018, which is crazy to get people to hate people that much. which is just a testament to his thing, man. So I think Ciampa, AJ Styles had a great run too, man, because he's just such a damn good wrestler, and he proved it. He carried a whole brand for a year, which is awesome. After being in Impact so long, and then getting on Impact and proving he can be successful in WWE, and then Becky Lynch, man, too. So those are all three good nominees. I like it.
Absolutely. And it's tough not to give it to AJ. It's tough not to give it to Becky. You know, to AJ's point, like to me, AJ is AJ's like almost invincible in a sense. Like even if he loses, it doesn't affect him. Even if he wins, it doesn't affect him to the degree that it makes him better. You know what I mean? It's like you just, no matter what happens, you know you're going to get a 5-star performance out of AJ. And then with Becky, I mean, you know, she definitely ran with the ball when she was the first SmackDown Women's Champ, and then they sidelined her for the longest time, and then kind of gave her, you know, this autonomy to run with this role. And of course, the last like 4 months is, you know, she's put she's put WWE's women's or the women's division, even further on the map in professional wrestling. So, it's hard. Again, it's hard not to give her the award, but again, just the pure fact that, again, like bringing this level of fan involvement, this level of fan interaction with, again, no music, no added spice, just literally a man walking out to the crowd, just absolutely hated by everyone, just, again, speaks volumes to the level of performance.
Yeah, man. I think it's a good sign for Red Pro Wrestling when you have more than one like obvious nominee for Wrestler of the Year. I think it's a sign that the business is healthy and that you're having a good year. You have it's no clear cut number one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to keep it fresh, and you got to keep it. You got to have your multiples.
Mm-hmm. Agree, man. Agree. All right, man. That was a good year for wrestling.
Yeah. 2018 was definitely a jam-packed year for pro wrestling. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with NXT. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with All Elite Wrestling. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in 2019 overall for professional wrestling, because I feel like up until now, you've had all of these competing promotions, and now I feel like they're playing on a somewhat level playing field. I think there's enough fans out there and enough people that know about ROH, that know about Impact, that know about Lucha, that know about WWE, that know about All Elite, that, now it's no longer, and of course WWE will still be dominant, but there's other names that you can put in your mouth with them. There's more tastes on the plate now, and I think 2019 is going to be a good, healthy buffet of professional wrestling.
Aaron, what are you excited for 2019 in pro wrestling?
Boy, oh boy. I'm excited for the continued heel turn run of Daniel Bryan. I'm excited for the continued Bane character that Dean Ambrose is now portraying. Real John Moxley of him, I think that was his name. I'm excited for this McMahon regime. I'm excited to watch it implode. They're kind of faces right now. They kind of, they threw Baron Corbin to the wolves, but that was probably just them buttering us up so that they could screw us over later. Who knows, right? I'm excited for Brock Lesnar. I know you guys think that that's weird, but the fact of the matter is, no, he doesn't put on a good match. Yeah, he's hardly ever around, but you know what? When he does come around, there's a little bit of beastly winds in the air. Who's going to beat this guy this time? It's not going to be Roman Reigns, so somebody's got to do it. I promise you, it probably won't be Braun Strowman, just because I just don't think they're gonna give him the title yet. I'm just excited. I'm excited for all of those things. I'm excited to see if the Elite will, in fact, deny WWE and stick with launching their promotion. I'm excited for R-Truth and Carmella. I mean, there's just so many things to be excited. I'm excited for the glorious tag team.
I want to throw something in here real quick. Quick shout out real fast to the Facebook group Pro Wrestling 24/7. There was something that I posted on there about a prediction. So I'm going to repeat my prediction for 2019. R-Truth wins the Royal Rumble, cuts a savage promo, and basically says, "Y'all thought I was stupid. You're the stupid ones," and then just basically destroys everybody that gets in his path.
The R-Truth heel turn.
The R-Truth heel turn / immediate skyrocket to being an A player.
He deserves it. I mean, Jinder Mahal got one, so.
So that's okay. So that's the thing. 2018 was the year essentially of the underdog, the year of the brass ring. Vince McMahon says, if you want to do it, go and grab the brass ring. Well, who grabs it? Heath Slater grabs it. Drew McIntyre grabs it. Jinder Mahal grabs it. I mean, essentially, you have all of these mid-card jobbers.
He's saying 3MB, dude. Do you do that on purpose?
I'm just saying, dude. Well, I mean, clearly they were like the ultimate job squad.
3MB by accident.
But seriously, I mean, so for R-Truth, what I'm saying is that isn't out of the question. That isn't a frivolous prediction. Like that could legitimately happen. R-Truth is number 30. He could win. And he could legitimately become either a complete fan favorite because he's lovable, he's jovial, like you could get behind him and be like, yeah, this is silly and this is fun. But he could also turn and he could be like, that's it. I'm tired of being an idiot. I'm proving all of you wrong. And that's it, dude. He just rolls over everybody, dude. He'll like take out Miz. He'll take out freaking Finn Balor. He'll take out Samoa Joe. Like he'll just take out whoever
he's crossing brands now. He's crossing brands to take out people.
Yeah, why not? Right? Why not?
Why not? R-Truth?
He's still talking about R-Truth. That was so long ago, man. I don't know. That's like saying Miz was a face before, just like a different lifetime ago.
All I'm saying is it's possible.
Oh man, that'd be so horrible. That'd be so horrible.
No, but it wouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
It would, man. So R-Truth gets a shot, like Finn Balor and like all these other people don't have to sit on the sidelines and watch R-Truth get a shot.
Yeah, pretty much.
That'd be horrible.
Hey, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
You remember who was number 30 in last year's Royal Rumble? Dolph Ziggler. How'd that work out for him?
Hey, it's not a
guarantee. He had a little run. He was a tag team champion.
No, I say he didn't last in the Rumble very long. Was my point.
All right. We'll see. 2019 is going to start off with a bang.
So you're saying DDP is going to come in and win the Rumble?
Oh my gosh, he diamond cutters everybody and then leaves.
He hurt his back so much every time he diamond cut someone.
No, but 2018 was jam packed. 2019 is going to be jam packed. Tommy, did you answer the question of what you're looking forward to for 2019?
I guess maybe some returns, man. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, maybe some more call-ups around WrestleMania. See how NXT is going to juggle its roster because they somehow always able to juggle it, man. They lose 5 people and they gain 7 new call-ups. So it's like I'm always interested, like the roster chart. What?
Who did they lose?
They just lost EC3, Lars.
Oh, you're saying NXT.
Yeah.
They signed like 17 people.
That's what I'm saying, man. They're pick of the indies, man. So I'm always excited about that. I want to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have a good 2019 because their 2018 was kind of meh, and then they lost the last 6 months of it to injury. So I want to see those two bounce back and see what they can do. And then the call-ups, man. See if Undisputed Era gets called up this year, or Ricochet, or someone was going to go on with that. So yeah, just see the new roster churn from WWE brand.
That EC3 push.
I think he's going to do better on the main roster than he did on the NXT roster.
Well, they haven't really given him much to do on the NXT roster. I feel like he probably has been hurt. I don't really know, but he hasn't. It hasn't been anything like his Impact run, which his Impact run was one of the greatest things to ever happen to Impact in the history of Impact.
Now he carried the company.
He did. Yeah, that's true.
He did carry. I mean, he carried them so well that they just let him keep the damn name that he created.
That's true.
Obviously, they're not dealing with Dixie, so it doesn't matter. But I think that brand could go far. I mean, he's got the look and the size and the blah, blah, blah. So we'll see, though. You know, these are all coming soon. We don't know what brand. Who knows? You know.
Fair enough.
But anything else on your mind? You had on your outline?
I don't have an outline. This is I have an outline. It's in my phone. Right. We talked about everything, man. I want to know why the fans of today are so spoiled, but I answered that myself. Everyone wants things to happen now, or they want it to be their way today. So I keep harping on Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. Apparently, the match was viewed as a boo fest, I was like watching it, but half asleep. But I watched it, and I think it got booed just because of a lot of the slowness of it. Like, you're used to Ambrose, doing all the Ambrose things. He's obviously changed up his style. He's evil, so he's not going to do that stuff. Seth's not really selling out. It almost, at one point, until like the climax parts of the match, it seemed like they were kind of phoning it in. I don't know. I'm not going to say they were. Maybe Seth is working hurt. You don't honestly know. So they go to the knee. Again, this is story. They work the knee. The announcers talk about the knee. Oh, his knee's bad. He's had history with the knee, but he's able to do buckle bombs and freaking guardrail bombs, and it's not a bad knee. And then he loses by, well, no, that was Daniel Bryan. He loses. Not sure why the fans were mad. Not sure why Vince McMahon didn't like it. All I know is Seth Rollins deserves to be the man. He deserves a Universal title run. I think he's paid his dues because basically when you get hurt and you're one of the top guys, they probably look at you and say, well, gee, we don't know if we can make you a top guy for a while. But Daniel Bryan's a top guy. He's the WWE champion. This is a guy that was written off as the runt, the Spike Dudley of the modern era. Look where he is now. So I'm excited to see how this all plays out. They penciled in Seth versus Brock at WrestleMania. I mean, but they're now talking about that might not even be a thing. So, I just wish people would appreciate the stories more. I think want fans to buy into what they're doing. Not everything works, but a lot of the things that they're doing works. Ronda Rousey works. She's had a great run because she's just killing it. Now, granted, fine, they practice and all that, but she's performing at a high level for what would be considered a rookie in wrestling, period. Becky Balboa, the man, she works. Charlotte Flair works. Asuka works as the women's champion on SmackDown. She can do a lot with that. There's plenty of women for her to compete with. There's so many storylines. That 4 horsewoman angle will work right now. You got Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky. You give Bayley and Sasha something to do because they're just kind of hanging out, jobbing to 8-person gauntlet matches to Natalya because, R.I.P. Jimmy Animal Neidhart or whatever. They've had their run. So I'm excited for so much that's going to happen. I just hope they don't miss too much of it,
I think go back to your. I think the problem with Dean Ambrose for Seth Rollins is I don't know if it works if Dean is the heel and Seth is the face. I don't know if the fans are feeling that. And then another part was that the story of the Raws before that, I don't think they're really doing much for Dean or Seth story wise. That they really built that match as well as it could have been built up to. I felt like they kind of had some flops segments in the weeks prior. And then thirdly, it came right after Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, which is a hell of a match. So having to follow that up, it was going to be tough to get the crowd back. And I think they just never got the crowd back. It's a 3-hour show and the crowd's tired. They saw a damn good Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles match. So Ambrose and Rollins really had to bring it, and they just didn't. They couldn't get the crowd back. The crowd was tired.
Yeah, I mean that makes perfect sense to it. It could have just been tiredness. But, I like Dean Ambrose as a heel. I mean, you got to remember they started out as they were all heels.
Yeah,
but that was a different Dean Ambrose. I mean, how do you not like this gas mask Bane type character who pretty much says that we as a people are the scum of society?
He's too goofy, man. I feel like I don't know if he's like believing what he says, man. It comes across. I don't know. He's like
he's not. You're saying he's not selling the character enough.
I don't think so, man. He's not like changing it enough from like what he was as a face, man. On his face, he's kind of goofy. Now as a heel, I kind of still view him kind of goofy. I don't know. It's just not. I'm not really. I like it. Yeah, it's just me personally. I don't know if this anyone else out there, but I don't know.
Just give it time, I guess.
Yeah,
you got to give everything time. I mean, Tyler Breeze just popped back up on the main roster as Tyler Breeze, so not as a comic book shtick.
Yeah.
I get it though. That makes sense. And we've done this feud the other way before, so we've already seen it.
That's true.
They had to do this was like an emergency scramble. I don't know how many people knew about Roman Reigns and his situation, but apparently not enough. So it was kind of like, Well, now we got to scramble to figure something else out. We got to go ahead and do this turn now because we don't have time to wait and build the story. But now we got to jam it into like them winning the tag titles, and then I guess did they rescind them or no? Seth defended them by himself. That's what happened to the Authors of Pain, who then proceeded to lose those titles within a month.
I think to Theron's point, time will tell. There's still time, and again, 2019 will be a good shakeup of some some new folks coming into WWE. As far as like Dean goes, I mean, I don't know. I've never really. I mean, I liked him, but ever since he did that Stone Cold podcast, it just kind of showed me his true character. Like,
yeah, that was horrible.
So,
he's just kind of like not into it, but
let's revisit that. So what you got
quickly because we got to.
Quickly, yeah,
What do you mean? It's my birthday. I'm just kidding. I know. No, I'm just saying, like, that was where people just thought he didn't take it seriously, or he just wasn't really giving a lot of passion to the interview. Or are you telling me that you feel as though Dean Ambrose is in this just for the paycheck, the hot wife, and recognition?
I think he's like, he's in it because he obviously loves pro wrestling, but I just don't know if he's, I guess, like really willing to be. How do I say this?
He's not willing to be Miz.
I don't think he's like willing to change his like central character, like his central core belief.
Like the Miz.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. But Miz, like, and again, briefly, real quick, Superfan Dan kind of hit this on the head, which was like the Miz is just a guy that came into the industry and is just trying to prove that he can be a superstar. Like, that's his angle, and that's perfectly fitting for him. He's just a guy that came from the reality world and is now a pro wrestler. But for Dean, it's like he kind of came in and he's like, yeah, I'm kind of this badass, but I'm kind of goofy and I'm kind of like unhinged and unpredictable. But if he was given a new assignment, if he was given like some totally different character to do, I don't think he would do it. And if he did, it would be like half-assed, I feel like. So I don't know. I guess to answer the question, Dean's just kind of like a one-sided character and doesn't really have a whole lot of depth to him. And I think that's what makes it kind of like blah and meh. Regardless of what you put on him, he's kind of one-dimensional. That's my 2 cents, but yeah, but again, 2019 will be this will be a really good year for wrestling.
Right.
So yeah, I think we could I think there's a lot to look forward to, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's yeah. I would just say thanks for listening to the show.
Happy birthday, Theron.
Yeah, dude. Happy birthday, T-Monies. And it's, dude, thanks for listening to the Bros Before Elbows. Catch us on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Of course, if you're a YouTube subscriber, you'll be listening to this live. And of course, it'll be on our page. Share the show with a friend. Thank you to all of our international listeners, all of our domestic listeners. And yeah, cheers to 2019. Happy holidays, happy new year, and be safe. And happy birthday.
Yeah, elbow drop your friends.
Elbow drop your friends. Mandy Rose is fabulous.
End the show, man.